What's up, everybody? This is Mike over at foosfortrading.com. I want to have a discussion today going over today's mover that was pretty indicative of float rotation, which has been something I really enjoy talking about. I think it's a really incredible edge to have in the market if you can identify when this is happening beforehand to anticipate a possible second or third squeeze in a stock. So YTEN was today's small cap incredible mover. Looking at the daily chart, just to give you guys a big picture, former runner, this stock has made incredible moves before. Also did a 1-for-10 reverse split last year. Specialty chemical stock. You can just see that anytime the stock has made moves, it's just made wild ones. Today is a perfect example. This is also a low float stock. It's just under a 3 million share float. So when you have a stock of such low float, you can easily see some type of short squeeze and float rotation squeeze if you get the volume. So right out of the open, the stock was trading at $2. We had a halt right out of the open. This thing was basically at $4 within the first 4 minutes of the open. So already 100% return. And then you have the halt to reopen and the stock squeeze as high as $6. So just to show you a play-by-play, we were talking about this in chat. Was really hesitant to short this, even on this move, just because it traded roughly the float within the first 15 minutes. So once I see that, guys, I'm much more long bias on a stock, at least for a possible second move to the upside. So you can see that this hit 6. Came back down to 5, obviously both being whole number support psychological levels. And then once we consolidated and broke out nicely over 6, this had a really incredible move to 9, roughly 870 to be exact. So another 50% rip to the upside within 4 to 5 minutes. And that's really the type of move that we look for in these float rotations, especially hitting the first hour is ideally when you see these volatile moves really take place. And then throughout the rest of the day, sometimes these moves can end up just being faded, as you can see is indicative by the volume. You can see the volume within the first half hour is pretty incredible. And towards the second part of the morning really was, nothing compared to the first half hour. So this was an easy fader. If you were able to get shares, there's definitely a hard locate once this was on everybody's radar. But looking at the backside of the move, again, guys, once you have a resistance level to work off of, this thing finally topped out at 870. You can start to short this. Looking at the price action, a lot of resistance near 8. So to re-short this, ideally, right here is a pretty good risk-reward trade. Getting in, maybe between 750 and 760, risking 50 cents or so, and playing this back down for a dollar or two move. This basically topped out at 770 and faded all day to as low as almost $5, guys. So risking 50 cents to make almost $2. That's a 1-for-4 risk reward. Pretty incredible trade there. So this is just one example of the types of stocks that we see that really float rotation. You can really nail out the open. And obviously later in the day, you can play the fade. This is basically a perfect example as well of a descending triangle, something else that we teach at Foos for Trading as well. So this market's just really been on fire. This is only one example of a stock that's shown float rotation. All these Bitcoin sympathy plays have been ripping as well. Another perfect example is Riot, R-I-O-T. This is about a 7 to 8 million share float and traded about 20 million shares today as well. So that traded the float almost 3 times. So what you want to ideally see, guys, is you want to establish the float rotation. This traded the float within the first hour or two, and you have this really nice, possibly inverted head and shoulders intraday. You have the head right there, you have the left shoulder, as well as the right shoulder starting to form up here, as well as the neckline at about $20, which also tends to be a huge psychological support and resistance zone. And you get this really nice squeeze all the way to about 23. So really nice 20% move, even after the stock was already up 20%. This Riot finished up 50% today. So these are the types of stocks we look for on. I'll give any day, guys. You want to see stock that's 20 million float and below. ideally trading above average volume. And once you have that float rotation, it's really a high probable trade to play the stock for a possible second or third move. So looking forward to hitting more stocks throughout the week. This strategy has really been evident almost every single day. So check us out live, foods4trading.com.